Gareth Angel Thompson, who says wrestling is a medium well suited for telling Bible stories.
I was always looking for a way to tell stories in the ring as a professional wrestler. What we do in here is very much good versus evil. When I became a Christian and I started seeing the wrestling world through a Christian lens, I started seeing David and Goliath, I started seeing Cain and Abel, I started seeing Esau having his heritage stolen from him. And I'm like, we could tell those stories.
The Reverend Natasha Thomas says she initially had some misgivings.
You've no idea how raucous is it going to get, how aggressive is it going to get, are you going to be modelling something that you don't want people to be modelling? No, those sort of questions that maybe go through my mind a little bit, but yeah, it's not proven to be that at all. I find it a real blessing.
And while the storytelling may be a little unorthodox, all those body blows are a hit at St. Peter's Anglican Church.
Whatever will touch people's hearts and minds, may that happen in this place, and I think it's absolutely wonderful.
These kinds of programs that help people that are in need of that support of father figures. Brilliant, credit to them. I think it's fantastic to see.
Stupid. All praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakudosh. The bonus to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all the Akim out there that are pushing this truth with nothing but sincerity. In the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, starting from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar on the brother Marakab. And as you can see that video, wrestling though, the fuck does wrestling have to do with teaching though, Because it does say wrestling though, but a couple more than a few times though, but you had the thing where Jacob, wrestled against the angel to get the thing Israel. But it didn't say anything after that, like as in, since he wrestled with them, make it into a sport, you know what I mean? And you could hear that how he tried to compare Goliath with David though. First of all, they didn't even fucking wrestle though. David had that stone and threw it and hit him right in the forehead and chopped his head off though. You know what I mean though? So first of all, they didn't even wrestle though. And then he even said about Jacob and Esau, how Esau got his thing stolen though. So first of all, that was prophecy that were to happen though, You see how these Christians will mix things with the world though. It's just folly though, man. Like how people that are going there are being more entertained than actually being edified though. You see what I'm saying though? So it's like, how do you gonna, like, these Christians, you guys do things like this though to get attention though, man. Like just the other day, I was driving and I seen this guy. Well, he looked like an Edomite, but who knows though, right? But anyways, he looked like an Edomite, and he was like at an intersection, had a flag, a big flag that says Jesus saves though, and he was in the intersection though, and behind him, someone was recording with their phone, right? So he was doing that for just sakes of it though, But the thing is though is, how is you holding a flag that says Jesus saves edifying though when people are just passing by? Jesus saves, okay, man, damn well 99.9 of people don't give a fuck though that you're out there holding that flag though, I mean, that's the thing about it though, and it goes probably even the same for brethren, and when we're out there teaching though, man, a lot of people would just see us and just pass by though, but the difference was that when dude was in the intersection, if someone actually wanted to get edified though, there wouldn't be no way to pull up to that guy though, because he was literally in the intersection, like in the sidewalk of course, but cars gotta go though, So with us brethren, speaking of camp, Camp Cosmos, when we go out there preaching though, because we go also to Avenel, there's a place where, if someone's really interested, that they're gonna they could literally just go in that parking spot though in Dollar General, get out and talk to us though, because we're not in the intersection where we're just there to show though, you know. And the thing is though, is like, how is it that this guy was an intersection though, and holding a flag though, waving it up and down, you know? Like, how is that edifying though? At least with us though, they could pull up though, and because we're not out there. Because I mean, we do set up though. Of course, we got the 12 tribe sign, you know. Brethren has, you know, like pictures or, you know, precepts and things like that though. You know what I'm saying though? But we're at least at a spot where people could pull up though. You know what I mean though? And this guy was in the intersection though, man. So when you see these people though, it's just that they do things to get attention for entertainment sakes though, for their own filthy lucre, of course too, but just for vanity though, man. Just to say, hey, I did that. You know what I mean? Because when we go out there and preach though, we go out there, of course, first and foremost through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, but for the elect though, man. You know what I'm saying though? And it's not vanity though, because of course, man, we're preaching though, you know, we got the truth though, you know. But it's not every time that we go out to camp though that we're gonna have a person walk up to us and you know what I'm saying though, because he could be a bad fish though, or whatever the case be though, man. You know what I'm saying though? Me, this truth that I've been camping with the Akyam though, you know what I'm saying though. We thought we had a fish, good fish, but he ended up being a bad fish though, you know. But you know, it's alright though, man, because you know, at least the brethren, you know, got me though, and you know, their work though they put in, and it was you know, enough to get me though, you know. So you know, all praises to Yahweh Shem Shiloh for that, you know. But like I said though, these people, man, Christians though, they're about the world though, you know. So this is what the Bible says, right? James 4:4, it says, ye adulterers, adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with power though? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. So you can't tell me wrestling, especially that type of sport though, is a thing of the world, man, because it is. You know, you know, yeah, there's things were happening in the scriptures where, like I just brought up earlier though, you know, Jacob with the angel wrestle though. But the thing is though, is that type of wrestling that they're trying to put out there, it's just for entertainment though. It's a thing of the world, man. How are you gonna like put wrestling with teaching the truth? You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying though. It's like if there's brethren, if there has to probably be brethren that have wrestled before or into wrestling, hey, that's good though. But it doesn't mean you're gonna come to camp though with the fucking the knee pads and elbow pads, whatever though, and a fucking, you know, looking like Big Show, you know, with the spandex type of thing, you know, like you know what I'm saying? Oh, you leave that thing to the side though, man. You do that on your own time though, you know. But doesn't mean bring it to camp though, bring it to the, you know, the truth though. So that type of wrestling is a thing of the world, man. So be it, man. You know, like how dare you try to bring that into the truth though, into the word though, man. So that's the thing though, man. So Ephesians 6:11 it says, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right? So it says 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, which is like these demons, oh man, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. See? So we wrestle against these, you know, these demons, man, day to day though. And the thing about it though is, yeah, you could wrestle carnally, like physically though, but when you wrestle against these principalities, against the rulers of darkness of this world, it's harder though, man. It's harder though, because dealing with the demons, man, it's harder than actually, you know, wrestling incarnately wise though, you know. So that's what you're supposed to wrestle, you know, against these fucking demons though, man. And these demons, man, there's a lot of demons out there though, man. So that's what you're supposed to be wrestling against though, man. And I mean, like I said though, if you brethren that like to wrestle and do that, all right, that's cool, man. thing you do, in your own time, though, or have your kids in wrestling. All right. Well, I mean, it's good to have a little, a little thing for you to do, though. But at the same time, don't bring that to the gospel, Don't bring that to the word, though, because it's like, there's no things, though, like, you there to edify, not to, I could show you how to do a suplex. Like, what the hell? How is it? Doesn't make no sense, though, So that's the thing about it, though, man. So we got to wrestle every day, It's against these demons, man. Of course, prayer, fasting, and all that helps, though, of course, though, But these Christians are on the carnal level, man. They tell you about wrestling, they tell you about things that happen in the Bible, though, and they try to wrap it up with the scriptures. Like, man, you guys are low level, man. You know what I'm saying, though? Because we are gonna wrestle, against these demons, though, man. And that's just the way it is, though. But at the same time, don't bring that to the word, though, man. And that's what these Christians do. There's a thing called Christian rap. Christian rap, though. And it's just like, okay, well, Apostle Gabar did a video on what's the real, the song, though, which is his word, though. And, he brought that out and it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying, though? Because he was talking more specifically towards Sicarian named the Gorilla Hebrews, the Hellcat, because they're, rappers, though. And, what I'm saying, try to bring that into this to the ministry, though, which, like I said, if they rap, though, whatever, though, okay, so be it, though, man. But why are you trying to bring it into the gospel, though, which is true? To me, it never makes sense, though, man. Even to me, I was like, when I first seen that, though, and I was like, man, these guys are carnal as fuck, man. These guys are carnal, man. And they how you be rapping, having Hellcats, and, Jake gonna be more entertained than actually listen to what you're saying, though, oh shit, you seen that video, though? They had a badass Hellcat, man. But then that's what they're gonna probably most likely think, though, and that's it. They're not gonna hear what you actually said, though, in your raps. And like I said, if you rap, though, you're a rapper, you freestyle, all right, cool. Do that in your own time, though. But don't be bringing it into the word, though. So, anyways, this is Luke 14:23. It says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden taste of my supper." So, the Most High, well, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, go the servants to go out there. What that is? Go out there and preach, though. Not be in this church, though, and have a big ass what's that called, wrestling ring, and wrestle, though. It's like, no, go out there and teach, though, and preach, though. So that's the thing about it, though, man. Go out there and preach, though. It didn't say come to this temple, the holy temple where there's a ring, though. Man, you see that shit? It's like WWF, though, man. Did people pay tickets to go see that? Like, Salakia. Yeah, did people go and see that, though? So nah, you gotta go out there in the highways and hedges and actually do the work, though, man. You see what I'm saying, though? So what these Christians ain't doing that, though. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, yeah, there was that Christian, though, that was out there, though, with the flag, though, and everything, though. But how edifying is that, though, when people are just driving by and saying, just reading that Jesus says, and that's it. But how is that edifying, though? Edifying. Shit doesn't make no sense. So you see, though. So these things about it, though, is that these Christians are on a low level, man. These guys, they can't. They don't got the word, man. They don't got the truth, man. And it goes to show, man. Even someone with half a brain could see that, though. You see. So this is Acts 17:24. It says, "God that made the world and all things were therein, seeing that He is the Lord of the heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands." Exactly, though. So, I mean, that church most likely was made with hands, right? In 1244. And, yeah, that was a temple. But, you know what I'm saying, though? The scripture says the third temple is the elect, though. And the thing about it though is, see, that thing was made with hands, and the guys were being carnal in there though, you know, wrestling each other though. So the truth ain't out there in there, you know. The truth is not in there though. So it's funny to me though how they bring wrestling try to bring wrestling into the truth. So this is the last scripture I'll get. It says John 7:7. It says, "The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil." And that's what we're doing right now, man. You know? That's what we're doing right now, man. We're testifying and that wrestling thing. That's, you know, people are like, how is that evil? How is that evil? They're at least talking about the Bible though. Guess what? The Most High is not pleased with that. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is not pleased with that, you know? Because this is the thing about it though, man. How is it that, like I said, edifying when you wrestle though? It doesn't make sense though. So at 7 it says, "The world cannot hate you, but me it hateth though, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil." You know, go ye up into these feasts, and go not up and yet into these feasts, for the time is not yet fulfilled. But more on Sabbath though, you know, because like I said though, how is that edifying? If Yahweh Shai, which he is gonna come with power though, were to come and see that though, they're like, what the hell is this shit? No, you know what I mean? It's no more different than those when he was kicking their ass though in the temple, when they were selling and trading and, you know, all this other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying though? Like it's no more different though, you know what I mean? See, you know, Yahweh Shai come and see that though, like, man, what the fuck kind of shit is this though, man? So, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it though is, people will say that's not evil. How is that evil? How is that this and that? But guess what? It's not edifying though, man. It's just vanity though, man. So with that, you know, hopefully this video was edifying. To the next one I say, Shalom.